right, so get this.
Okay.
Your favorite band, you know, the one that's been like the soundtrack to your life, they get back together after like years of feuding.
Wow. Wow.
New album drops, everyone's ecstatic, and then boom,
What?
one brother accuses the other of song theft.
Oh, wow. That's a wild story.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's a total plot twist.
And what's even more crazy is that this isn't some like, underground band we're talking about.
Right.
This is Psquare.
Huge.
Arguably the biggest name in African pop.
For over a decade.
Yeah, for over a decade.
Peter and Paul Okoye.
Yeah.
Mr. P and Rudeboy.
Exactly.
They were cultural icons.
Yeah.
You think about it, like, me personally, Olingo.
Oh, yeah. Their music was everywhere.
Everywhere.
And it wasn't just like catchy tunes either.
Right.
They represented something bigger,
Definitely.
like unity, brotherly love.
A pure joy of music.
Yeah, exactly. So when they split back in 2017,
It was huge.
yeah, it was a huge blow to fans.
All over the world.
Oh, yeah, all over the world.
Because for so many fans, their music was so like intertwined with their own lives.
Yeah.
It's like weddings, graduations, celebrations.
You name it, it was there.
It was there.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't just some like celebrity gossip.
No, it felt personal.
It felt so personal.
Very much so.
And then 2021.
The Phoenix from the Ashes.
To come back together.
Reactivated.
That album reactivated.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay.
Fairy tale ending.
Fairy tale ending is here.
Right.
But I guess fairy tales can get pretty complicated.
They can get a little messy.
Yeah.
And that's where this song Winning comes in.
This is where it all starts to unravel.
Mr. P releases it. Instant hit. Everyone's buzzing.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere.
Rudeboy's like, no.
Song tag.
I wrote that.
Yeah, there was like a bomb went off.
It was crazy.
Rudeboy claims that he originally wrote Winning years ago.
Years ago.
Intended for his own solo album.
Which isn't due out until 2025.
In mid-2025.
So if he's telling the truth,
right?
Why would Mr. P release it?
Yeah. I mean, was it a misunderstanding?
Was it on purpose?
A counter move?
Did they just not talk to each other?
Total breakdown in communication.
We're just left speculating.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop there.
Oh, no.
Days later.
He drops his own version.
His own version of Winning.
Like, listen.
Nothing.
Here's the proof.
This is mine. Bold move.
It is.
I mean, it really throws a spotlight on, like,
this whole area.
Creative ownership.
Creative ownership. And when you're co-creating.
Especially with family.
Especially with family.
Where are the boundaries?
Who owns what?
Right? Like, how do you even start to
unpack all that?
Yeah. Especially when you're talking about brothers
who've been creating together
for years.
And you have to wonder, is this really just about
the copyright?
Yeah. Or is there like deeper issues here?
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe some lingering resentment.
Yeah. Sibling rivalry.
Competition.
It's like watching a family feud.
Oh, yeah.
Play out on a public stage.
And it's particularly heartbreaking because
we built an empire.
We did an empire built on brotherhood and unity.
And now it's being threatened by
a song called Winning.
It's just
the irony.
The irony is painful.
You know what's really fascinating to me, though?
What's that?
Is not just the legal battle.
Right.
But the way that Rudeboy chose to respond.
Yeah.
Releasing his own version. Yeah. It's not just about proving ownership.
I see what you mean.
It's like a public display of emotion.
It's like, I'm not backing down.
Exactly. It really gives you a glimpse into like
your dynamic.
The dynamics between these brothers.
It's like they're trying to communicate with each other through music.
Which is both fascinating and incredibly sad.
And then you've got the fans.
Right. The fans are caught in the middle of all this.
Psquare's music became part of the culture.
Absolutely, for so many people.
It was more than just entertainment.
It was a symbol of African pride of unity.
Of overcoming obstacles.
And this controversy is shaking that very foundation.
And the reactions are all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Some are like Team Rudeboy. Others are defending Mr. P.
Right.
But a lot of people are just heartbroken.
Yeah, they just want that positive image back.
That unity back.
It's hard to see that fractured.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow.
It is. And what's really striking to me is that regardless of like who actually wrote the song,
right,
the core issue seems to be a breakdown in communication.
They're not
talking to each other directly. Instead of talking, they're communicating through
through the music.
Through press releases, competing song releases.
That's not healthy.
It's really not healthy, especially for family.
Especially for family.
Yeah. Makes you wonder, what conversations are happening behind the scenes or, lack thereof.
Right. Are there unresolved issues from the past?
Maybe.
Is this just egos clashing, or
could be.
Is this something deeper?
It's like watching a family drama play out in public.
It's messy.
And it makes you think about the fans.
The fans.
They're the ones who invested so much in Psquare.
In their music.
Their journey. Their message.
What does this even mean for them?
That's a good point. Psquare's music is woven into the lives of millions of people.
We're talking weddings, graduations.
First loves,
moments of joy and sorrow.
To see them like this.
It's kind of so disappointing.
Incredibly disappointing.
Maybe even feel like a betrayal.
Yeah, like a betrayal of trust.
It goes beyond just one song.
Right.
This could tarnish their entire legacy.
Psquare stood for unity, for African pride.
For music's power to, bridge divides.
And this winning saga.
It throws a shadow over all of that.
It really does.
It's a painful paradox.
A song about winning leading to such a divisive situation.
It makes you wonder what winning even means.
In the context of family.
In terms of artistic collaboration.
Personal integrity.
It really does.
Yeah.
Is it more important to win an argument?
Right.
To claim ownership, even if it means
destroying a bond?
Yeah, destroying a bond that was once so strong.
Or is there a way for them both to come out of this?
Feeling respected and heard?
Feeling whole?
Can there even be a win-win in this situation?
That's the tough question, and there's no easy answers.
I don't know.
But it's clear that this isn't just about a song anymore.
What is it about that?
It's about the future of Psquare. Their relationship as brothers and their relationship with their fans.
And what they want their legacy to be.
Exactly.
This whole thing just really highlights the complexities of any creative collaboration.
Absolutely.
Especially when family's involved.
Especially with family. Yeah, it's not always sunshine and rainbows.
Not always.
Collaborations by their very nature involve navigating different perspectives,
egos,
artistic visions, and then you add in family dynamics.
Oh yeah.
And things can get messy.
Because it's not just about the work. It's about
shared history,
baggage, unspoken understanding, all the stuff that comes with being family.
Exactly. And sometimes those emotions can cloud judgment, lead to misinterpretations, hurt feelings, and ultimately
breakdowns in communication.
Exactly. And it seems like that's part of what's happening here with Psquare.
It's almost like they're speaking different languages.
It is, even though they're twins.
They're both incredibly talented, successful in their own right.
Yeah.
But they're struggling to coexist.
Within that Psquare framework.
It's a shame because when they're in sync...
Oh, it's magic.
But when they're not...
This is what happens.
It's like a reminder that even the strongest relationships need constant nurturing.
Open communication.
A willingness to compromise.
Especially when the stakes are high.
And the stakes are high here.
Incredibly high.
We're talking about a musical legacy, a brand that has touched millions of lives.
Millions.
The ripple effects of this
could impact their careers.
Their individual careers.
The Psquare brand as a whole.
And their connection with their fans.
For years to come.
Makes you wonder what winning even means in this context.
Hasn't it?
Is it about topping the charts?
Is it about reclaiming control?
Or is there a path to winning that involves
reconciliation,
a renewed sense of brotherhood?
Is that even possible?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
It really makes you think,
if you were in their shoes,
how would you handle it?
Yeah, what would you do?
It's a question worth pondering,
Imagine that weight.
The weight of those expectations.
Of their legacy.
A legacy built on brotherhood.
How do you balance, your own ambition with the need to
preserve something bigger than yourself?
Yeah, and let's not forget about,
the emotional toll.
The emotional toll. This is huge.
These are twins.
Twins.
Connected in a way most of us can't even fathom.
And to have their relationship, play out so publicly.
With accusations and competing versions of the same song.
It's gotta sting.
It really highlights the double-edged sword of fame, The
world celebrates your wins.
But it also amplifies your conflicts. Turns personal matters into, a public spectacle.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder if the price of fame is sometimes too high.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But it also reminds us that, even those we put on pedestals.
They're human.
They're human.
With flaws and vulnerabilities.
And the capacity to make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
We do.
And maybe that's the takeaway here.
Maybe.
We can admire Psquare's music, their talent, their impact on African culture, but they're not perfect.
They're on a journey.
They're on a journey just like all of us.
Just like us. And that journey, as we've seen,
can be messy,
unpredictable,
full of twists and turns.
But it can also teach us valuable lessons
about creativity,
collaboration, the importance of human connection.
So where do we go from here?
That's the question.
What's next for Psquare?
What's next for their fans?
For the legacy of winning.
Will they find a way to reconcile?
Will they be able to rebuild that trust?
Or will this be the end?
The end of an era.
A permanent crack in the foundation of Psquare.
I guess only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
This deep dive has given us a lot to think about.
It really has the intersection of family fame and creative ownership.
It's a complex terrain.
It is.
And the Okoye brothers' story.
It's a reminder
that even winning
can come at a cost.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but make sure to check back in for our next deep dive where we'll unpack even more fascinating stories.
Until then, keep those questions coming and keep exploring.